Welcome to the video that is presented today, talking about 5 empowering life hacks that are meant to help motivate anyone to do anything, and eventually unlock their potential. Everybody knows that motivation is an elusive thing, however. Using these transformative strategies would help one build unstoppable willpower to get things done, whether big or small. Let's jump right into it. Number 1. Chunking. The first life hack is called chunking. This situation often comes into everyone's life, where you have a huge task to accomplish that makes you feel like giving up and losing all motivation. The solution for this situation that will make you unbreakable is break up the task into smaller manageable bits. Don't tell yourself that you must do an extensive project, or that you need to work for hours, but aim to do only a small part of it, just one paragraph, one thing, or even 1 hour. Chunking is that technique utilized by one of the world's finest illusionists, David Blaine, when he stood for more than 63 hours encased in a block of ice. Instead of focusing on the daunting 60 hours, Blaine focused on getting through just the next hour. Chunking helps trick your brain into providing the willpower needed to tackle smaller, more manageable tasks, making the seemingly impossible possible. Chunking can be applied to virtually every aspect of one's life. Think of a large work project that is overwhelmingly difficult. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by the totality of the project, one would break it down into smaller, more workable parts. Focus on getting done one small segment at a time. Before long, real progress will be measurable. This process helps alleviate stress but further has the effect of maintaining momentum, allowing the momentum to continue moving forward. Chunking also comes in during the exercise. Suppose one wishes to run for an hour, but this seems too enormous. Commit instead to running for just 5 minutes. Once one begins, one often finds it easier to just keep going. Breaking big tasks into really tiny ones makes them less scary and attainable. Number 2. Self-esteem through gradual successes. The second life hack pertains to confidence. Confidence significantly contributes to our motivation in pursuing our goals. The greater the level of confidence one possesses regarding the completion of a task, the less willpower is necessitated. Therefore, how does one cultivate confidence? This can be achieved by concentrating on small victories. The best way to do that is by setting a less intimidating goal, like losing just 1 pound if your goal is to lose 20 pounds. Small successes can create momentum and help a person begin to have faith in their ability to achieve big goals. Another way is to use an app like MyFitnessPal. Every little success builds self-confidence and keeps a person motivated enough to keep at it. Minor successes are crucial as they build a positive feedback mechanism. Once one reaches a small goal, one feels a certain accomplishment. This feeling of success stimulates the release of dopamine, often termed feel-good hormone, which drives further success. Gradually, these small successes add up and give an individual an overall confidence boost. One should think of a student who is about to sit for a major examination. Instead of trying to cram all the material at one go, it is better to break it up into smaller chunks. Set a target to study for a span of just 20 minutes, and once that target is successfully accomplished, reward yourself with a break. This approach not only maintains motivation but also boosts confidence in one's ability to understand the material well. Number 3. Redefine willpower. The third life hack is about changing the way you think about willpower. According to various studies, if you perceive that willpower is not a lot, then you get discouraged quickly. But if you think that willpower is abundant and endless, then you can draw out more of it. Remember, you are much stronger in willpower than what you would imagine. It's all in your head. Start believing you have unlimited potential. You will realize that you are capable of working and pushing much more than you would ever have imagined were possible. The manner in which one conceptualizes willpower is able to either empower or discourage his or her work. People who hold willpower as a resource with limits usually drop activities whenever they feel fatigued. Secondly, people who conceptualize willpower as an elicitable resource are likely to continue their course whenever things get challenging. Such a conceptualization change can profoundly affect what motivates one to pursue and accomplish the set goals. That is, it is freeing up some existing thoughts that impose confinement on what might be possible. For example, instead of saying, "I am so exhausted and too tired to work on this project," one can rephrase it to, "I have the energy to make progress, but only a little." Once people get into a growth mindset, they tap into their inner resources of willpower and keep moving forward. Number 4. Changing your identity. The fourth life hack is to change one's identity. Once a person makes his identity synonymous with his goals, being motivated enough becomes much easier. For instance, instead of saying, "I cannot smoke because I am quitting," one should say, "I am not a smoker." How one thinks reflects on oneself in terms of his or her identity. Over time, you will believe in this new identity, and all that will be required of you is to simply follow your routines, requiring so much less mental energy. To translate phrases such as "I can't" or "I have to" into "I want to," and observe how fast your motivation accelerates when you really become that person. Changing one's identity profoundly changes his or her behavior. Basically, if the person perceives himself or herself in such a light, a kind of a person who takes action, they just begin to start doing things that are aligned with that identity. For example, if one perceives him or herself as a fit and healthy person, they will make choices in alignment with that perception, which would be regular exercising and healthy food. moods. One method of identification change comes through the use of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that enforce your identity you want to assume. For example, if one wants to be more productive, then they will be using such affirmations as "I am a focused and productive person after a lot of time." These affirmations will reprogram the subconscious, thus, one will be motivated and start doing things. The other way to change identity is through environs, around which a person would surround himself with other people who reflect him to possess those characteristics he wants. For example, if a person wants to become more disciplined, then there is a need to spend time with others who are disciplined and motivated. Their habits of thought are most probably to influence positively the one adopting the new identity with regards to his objectives. Number 5. High-level thinking. This fifth and last hack is a high-level thinking hack. High-level thinking is focusing on the big picture and understanding the underlying reason for one's goals. As a person is not worried about minute details pertaining to what time they get to the gym or what they are doing, they should be thinking of why they are accomplishing these things. Perhaps it is to live healthier, so you will feel more energetic. Perhaps you will want to be an example for your family. If you focus on the big reasons why you are doing this, then you feel a sense of purpose and meaning driving the motivation. Engaging in high-level thinking creates motivation in that their actions are more likely to be in accordance with personal values and long-term visions. When a person has an inspiring why, the difficulty of overcoming obstacles is much easier when trying to stay dedicated to their goals. Suppose, for example, saving money is one's goal. Any doubts or fears surrounding why it is difficult to save money will fade when thinking about the long-term positive impacts of achieving financial freedom or to take care of one's children. Reflect for a few minutes on what you want to do, and make sure to detail why it would be so important to you. The more specific and depthful your logic, the more motivation you have for action. For instance, if the purpose is to begin some form of personal business, then maybe on the bottom of one's list, this why could be the creation of a brighter future for one's family, to gain freedom to pursue work that one passions, or to make a positive difference within the community. High-level thinking also involves visualizing who you will be as a person. Take some time daily to imagine if you already achieved your goals. Think what your life would be like, how you feel about your emotions, and what benefits you reap. Visualization creates a strong emotional connection between you and your goals, which in turn strengthens the motivation and willpower within you. From all the above life hacks, we will now proceed with analyzing just how one can actually implement it into his daily schedules. The most important factor in maintaining motivation is consistency. Motivation does not just pop into being, it is grown through the culturing process of actions and effective focus strategies that help one stay on track. First, define the area in your life that you want to change. This could be health, career life, or personal life. Now, by what we learned today, let's get on to putting the 5 life hacks into practice. Chunking is breaking down a large task into smaller, easier to complete pieces. And confidence also develops from building small victories and tracking progress. The framing of willpower: do as if you never run out of willpower. Change your identity, align your identity with your goals, and reinforce the new identity by saying affirmations. High-level thinking: look at the larger picture and what motivates your goals. With consistent use, these strategies can make it much easier to stay motivated. Motivation has nothing to do with waiting around for that magic moment, but rather an action that may help bring together conditions which will eventually lead to motivation. If this video has been helpful to you, do remember to like and subscribe for more life positive tips. Stay motivated, and until next time, take care.